Ball here in Kansas City, and right now let's send it down to the third member of our team, Christina Pink. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Dick. Well, the Rams have a sudden youth infusion in their secondary, and no, not by design. This is thanks to the injury. But three rookies will see action at corner. E.J. Gaines today will be paired with Marcus Roberson, making his very first NFL start, and another first-year player, LaMarcus Joyner, will be their primary nickel back today. So several players shifting positions in that secondary. Let's see if Kansas City tries to take advantage.
All right, Christina, we'll see if Andy Reid takes advantage of that, Donovan.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. If I'm Alex Smith, I'm definitely going to challenge those guys on the outside with Dwayne Bowe and the cast of characters that he'll be throwing into.
Are you aware that this is for the Governor's Cup?
It says for the Governor's Cup. We're still looking for that actual trophy, but I'm sure we'll see it soon.
It's in somebody's basement. Actually, I think the Rams have it, and Jeff Fisher said, I'd rather have the Governor's Cup here. I'm not crazy about the Super Bowl being in our facility because that's when the Rams beat his Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I remember that in the NFC Championship versus that St. Louis team. It gets loud, but it's an exciting place to play.
It'll be loud here, and Andy Reid set to go. Benny Cunningham is back deep, leading the NFL in kickoff returns. Had a great 75-yard return last week to set up the first St. Louis touchdown. And Cairo Santos, who was the hero with the winning field goal a week ago in San Diego. Big win then for Kansas City, and Cunningham will run it out from about 6 yards. And good game by Cunningham. Cunningham crosses the 30-yard line, and there you go. The special teams strikes again for the Rams.
Well, Coach Dave Toub would not be excited about the way that this cover team was able to come down and really open up holes. But I tell you, you got to give credit to St. Louis.
And you got to give credit to Austin Davis and what a season he's had, taking his first NFL snaps, and 6 touchdowns and an interception in his last 3, so he's getting better.
Austin Davis is definitely getting better. He's protecting the football. He's giving him a chance, and as a quarterback, that's all that you ask for your team to follow along with you.
After the 41-yard kickoff return, first down at the 35, and going to the air on first down, and the pass incomplete, and it was intended for Brian Quick. So let's take a look at the Rams offense, and Jeff Fisher said he likes all of his running backs, and it was Trey Watts last week, although Zach Stacy has been their leading running back, and he says we just have to start running the football better.
Well, they definitely do, but you have to really have one guy that's going to run the football for you, and if it's Trey Mason, let him get some reps, or if it's Benny Cunningham, let him roll.
And it's Benny Cunningham right now on 2nd and 10 as the tailback. Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with a big burst, picking up close to 9 yards before Dontari Poe makes the tackle. And the Kansas City Chiefs obviously will need to pressure up front, and they have some inexperience in the secondary, Donovan.
Yes, they do. They have, guys rotating in. Cooper was the starter at one point. Then they decided to go with Parker after Eric Berry went out, and now he's playing safety. But Sean Smith is a guy that's been stable for him ever since he came over from Miami.
3rd down and 2. A lot of noise will be a factor in this game, and going deep downfield, pass caught by Kenny Britt. And Kenny Britt, so Austin Davis going deep finds Kenny Britt, and they're inside the 15-yard line. And a big gain that time of 43.
You know, I look right here, they're in a bunch set. They're playing man in coverage, and you want to be able to attack the corner route, which now there's some confusion in the corner where Hussein Abdullah really got caught inside looking. And that was a big play right there for Kenny Britt.
Kenny Britt, former Titan. This is his 6th year, first 5 in Tennessee. And it'll be a first down. They'll mark it at the 13. Rams have been solid in the red zone this year. Tavon Austin, and he's on the carry. He gets to about the 9-yard line. Justin Houston on the tackle. So Austin Davis, when you're a first-year quarterback and you have those numbers, that's pretty impressive in the red zone.
Yeah, your numbers look like that, you'll have a chance to continue on playing in this league. I tell you, you have to protect the football, and when you're down here, it's either touchdown or check down. And for Austin Davis, he's got some big play guys on the outside. But if they run the football, it sets up things in the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 6. Cunningham back in there. And here is Cunningham, who makes a terrific catch and gets inside the 5, where Josh Mauga, former Jet, making the tackle, and a gain on the play of 8 yards. Moving smartly are the Rams.
You know what? That was a touchdown right there for Austin Davis. I know he's going to want that back. If he was able to put it on his body, it was an easy walk into the end zone. But great catch by Benny Cunningham.
And Mike Person, number 73, is an extra offensive lineman up front for the Rams. First and goal at the 2. Play action. Davis into the end zone. Touchdown to Lance Kendricks. Lance Kendricks, and Donovan McNabb nearly jumped out of the booth.
Oh, he had the guy right in the flat, the tight end. He had Corey Harkey in the flat. I thought he was going to take him. You don't want to hold the ball too long because that would lead to a bad play. But I tell you one thing, with this drive, it sets the tone throughout the game. Now, it's on Kansas City to be able to add to that and be able to just see what they can do versus this defense.
And what a shock this is to this crowd, and nothing better to silence the sea of red here but to score in the opening drive. Greg Zuerlein on to kick the extra point. And the 10th touchdown pass by Austin Davis, and the Rams with the big 43-yard pass after the terrific kickoff return, and Davis has the touchdown to give the Rams a 7-0 lead. Yummy.
That looks outstanding right there, Dick.
we had some of that, folks. Meanwhile, Austin Davis, only the 6th regular season game that he's played in, and a 6-play, 65-yard drive. Pretty impressive on that first series.
That definitely was outstanding. That shows right there the growth of Austin Davis, them being able to have confidence that he can throw the ball 4 times in that drive with just 2 runs.
So Zuerlein will be kicking off, and back deep, Knile Davis, part of the great 1-2 punch, along with Jamal Charles for the Chiefs, and we'll be seeing Davis as a ball carrier as well. Rams have taken leads most of this season, only to see them squander them, and last week was a different scenario when they held on and beat the Seahawks. So now the Kansas City Chiefs with Alex Smith, and in the last 3.5 years, 33 touchdowns, 33 wins, and 12 losses. And he has been really, I guess, the model of consistency.
Well, that's how quarterbacks are measured. I know a lot of times we get caught up in the numbers game and see how many yards guys are passing for. But it's about wins and losses as a quarterback in the NFL. And Andy Reid coming over to Kansas City, that was the guy he targeted. He wanted him to come and lead his offense, and he's been highly productive by doing it.
Starting from the 20-yard line. Got to be strange a little bit for you to see Andy down on the sideline. On the first play of the game, play action, and the pass is caught by Anthony Fasano, one of the 2 tight ends that are prolific for Kansas City, and a gain of 7 yards. Well, Jamal Charles and the receiver Dwayne Bowe coming off their best games of the season.
You know, I look at Dwayne Bowe, and Dwayne Bowe is being now incorporated more into this offense, into the passing game. He's a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and that's all you ask from your guys on the football team.
2nd and 3. And the quick out to DeAnthony Thomas. Well, the Rams are there, and they're aware of the speed of Thomas. The rookie from Oregon, LaMarcus Joyner, was there in a loss of 3 yards. Taking a look at the Rams defense, finally putting some pressure on the quarterback last week. And with the rookies back there, as Christina mentioned, they're going to have to continue to do it.
Well, at the beginning of the season, we all thought that pretty much their front four would be the best in football. And it just was something that we were trying to figure out, why aren't they creating pressure? Well, it's due to coverage. If you're able to cover on the back end, your front four can fire off.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6. And coming in motion is Thomas. With time, pass is caught. First down to Anthony Thomas. Well, what a versatile speedster Andy Reid has in Thomas. 16 yards and a first down for KC.
You know, talking to Andy, a couple days ago, basically what he told us about DeAnthony Thomas is if you take a look here, bring him in motion. You got man coverage. He's easily going to beat that. And with the great hands that we've seen just over the past couple weeks, they're going to find ways to get him the ball. The guy's got quick feet. He's got great hands. He's a football player and one that they continue to emphasize, and they'll find ways to get him more touches.
So now a first down on the Chief 41, and the handoff is to Jamal Charles, his first of the day. And it's not going to be impressive as William Hayes, in a loss of 1. Hayes, of course, who replaced Chris Long at defensive end in week 2, and Chris suffered the ankle injury.
You know, you look at Jamal Charles, and I said it in the beginning that he was the straw that stirs the drink. It all starts with the run game in the West Coast offense. If you're able to run the ball effectively, that sets up play action downfield.
He broke Priest Holmes' record, so now the all-time leading rusher for the Chiefs. And here he is on the handoff to the left side, and not much there. So it'll be third down and long coming up, and a little fisticuffs showing early.
Get a little physical up front. You want your big guys to get a little aggressive. Hey, Eric Fisher, their first-round draft pick, guy who wants to set the tone at the backside tackle. I'm sure he and Robert Quinn will be going at it all day.
This rivalry, the 11th time the teams have met, the last time in 2010. Chiefs have won the last 5 between these teams. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Bunch formation here.
And flags are down. 2 penalty markers are down.
They're a little confused right now. They lined up in the bunch grouping, which got, had St. Louis confused. We'll get the call here.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 73 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That was Zach Fulton, the rookie from Tennessee, starting at right guard.
You take a look here at the lineup bunch grouping. There were confusion on St. Louis. It looked like it was confusion on the offensive line. That, as a quarterback, when you see that and the whistle hasn't been blown, you think it's a free play. And that's why Alex Smith was able to deliver to Dwayne Bowe downfield.
I don't think that down will be on any highlight film.
I don't think so either.
3rd down and 15. And the Rams looking for a hold here and try to get the ball back with the lead. In motion is Jamal Charles, and there he is. Charles with the catch, falls down at the 40-yard line. And he wouldn't have gotten the first down anyway. He was way short of the first down. E.J. Gaines made sure he wouldn't get anything else.
When I took a look there at that formation, Andy understood that they were going to try to play man coverage, but didn't think it would be a safety in the middle of the field. Take a look as this game continues on. I think Andy will attack now more downfield, knowing that they're playing a lot of man coverage.
Tavon Austin is back deep, and Dustin Colquitt will kick for Kansas City. Austin's longest punt return this year is 19 yards. Austin on the 13, hit immediately and down. Good coverage. Special teams, Jerry Franklin, the former Chicago Bear. And so the Rams offense, Austin Davis, has already paid dividends, will come out when we return. And the Rams breaking their huddle will have a first down on their 17, leading 7-0, scoring on their first drive of the game. Tavon Austin is the tailback. And it's Tavon Austin with the carry, and he brings it out for about 3 yards. But that last drive really meant a lot to the Rams impressively here.
Well, it all starts with the return here by Benny Cunningham being able to pick up big yards to get the offense going. They got man in the coverage from Kansas City, took full advantage with Kenny Britt there in a big gain, and then now Austin Davis utilizing his legs to get Kendricks as a touchdown. 6 plays, 65 yards. That's the way you start the game out.
The second option tight end. 2nd down and 7, and Trey Mason has come in his first NFL game last week. Had his first NFL touchdown, and here's why. Moves like this, and a big gainer and a first down close to the 40-yard line. Trey Mason picking up 13.
You know, Jeff Fisher talked about a lot about Trey Mason, the fact that he was pretty excited about his improvement, his progression of being able to pick up the blitz and run without the football. That means running routes and being there for his quarterback. Trey Mason, we've seen him back at Auburn, and the yards that he was able to pick up there in a national championship game, continuing it on, and he can be a major part in a running attack for St. Louis.
So the first NFL touchdown in the 28-yard gain, and a first down. Now at the 34. Mason stays in there, and it's play action. And there is Davis going deep downfield, double covered, and it's intercepted by Ron Parker. Ron Parker starting today for Eric Berry. A strong safety delivers with an interception intended for Kenny Britt, and the Chiefs crowd loud for the first time today. Ron Parker in his fourth year, and a former Seahawk, with his first interception of the season and the third of his career. So the Chiefs defense only their fifth takeaway this year, fourth fewest in the league. So giving the Chiefs life on offense starting from the 31.
You know what, for Austin Davis, that was the main thing that I talked about. He's got to protect the football and give his guys a chance.
That's one thing Alex Smith has done effectively. And here is DeAnthony Thomas going in motion, and hand up the middle to Jamal Charles. And Charles gets it out to the 35, a pickup of 5.
You know, great play action fake by Austin Davis, but he has to understand the corner's on the outside of Kenny Britt, and that's going to lead to a disaster. Looking like Lorenzo Cain for the Royals there,
yeah.
Being able to pick that pass off. But here, you're just going to have to force it right there into the tight end, put it on his body and cook, and give him an opportunity to make plays. Don't try to force it downfield, because it leads to disaster.
What a great defensive outfield the Royals have. And I tell you what, I think we're in for a classic World Series. We've seen it in the first 4 games. We'll be coming back here to Kansas City on Fox on Tuesday. Game 5 is tonight, and the pass thrown underneath, nowhere to go, and Charles is tackled by Alec Ogletree. So time for a game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
All right, Tom Brady and the Patriots strike first against the Chicago Bears. Brady with a nice throw, Gronkowski with a nice catch. 6-yard score. They're up 7-0 midway through the first. Now back to Dick and Donovan McNabb, who is now officially a multi-talented, multimedia personality.
We'll just say multi. He is.
Hey, I mean, whatever Kurt says, I go with.
I would be too. 3rd down and 4. Now Charles going in motion to the right, and now cutting back in, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Travis Kelce, and the Rams got some pressure on Alex Smith there before he threw.
You know, just watching this Kansas City offense, they look out of sync. It's just like they're one step behind. Alex Smith got to get this offense on the sideline and get things going. I understood what he was looking at, but just hold it one more second to give Travis Kelce an opportunity to get out of that break and be able to pick up yards for
What is Andy Reid thinking at this point?
Well, you don't understand they're getting man on the outside, and you want to continue to attack these young corners by passing.
Colquitt will be kicking, and Tavon Austin is back. Good hang time, and the fair catch called for by Austin at the 12. 51-yard punt that time by Dustin Colquitt. Rams lead, they get the ball back. Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb both joined the Eagles in 1999 and were together for 11 years, and this is the part that Donovan wants me to say. He established himself as one of the league's top quarterbacks, making 6 Pro Bowls, 5 NFC Championship game appearances, and the 2004 NFC champions. And it'll be a first down at the 13 for the Rams, the crowd in full voice. Trey Mason, nothing doing. So tell me, what is it like now? This is the first game you've done.
Right.
And you're off to a good start. Not so for Andy Reid today.
Well, you know what, I think when you take a look at the game now from the booth, it puts it in perspective. Everything that maybe Andy may have seen in the play calling, now I see it right now. And, you know, for these two teams, it's about getting the ball out of your hands at the quarterback position. If you can do that and be productive, you can move the chains downfield.
2nd down and 9. And again, they go to Mason. So the Rams are trying to get the running game going with the lead. And Josh Mauga stops them for a 1-yard gain. So not much with 2 carries from Trey Mason, and this was the scene. This is the Super Bowl champions for the Kansas City Chiefs. They won Super Bowl IV, beating the Minnesota Vikings in New Orleans under Hank Strand. 3rd down and 9. Third down and 9. And Austin Davis running away from trouble, can't escape. And he is sacked at the 10-yard line by Justin Houston, who is 2nd in the NFL in sacks coming in. This is his 8th of the year.
You know, just take a look here. They're bringing the pressure right up the middle, and Justin Houston coming off the edge. Tamba Ali had a chance. Austin Davis doing a great job of just trying to buy time, but from the backside, it's just too much speed from Justin Houston.
And a loss of 4 yards on the play. Getting him from behind was Houston, and now Johnny Hekker will be kicking from the end zone to DeAnthony Thomas. Already looking at good field position for Kansas City. Thomas turning the corner, and he is out of bounds close to midfield. 57-yard kick. Hekker did his job, but the Chiefs have good field position when we come back. 7-0, the Rams lead, and looks like the Chiefs, Donovan, may have grabbed back a little momentum here to see if they can take advantage of it, starting from the 47.
You know, they need to get off on a good start right here with Alex Smith. Maybe a run play to set the tone.
Well, they got a good one in Jamal Charles, and you see Dwayne Bowles starting to come in motion. Slot left. Play action. They have to watch for Charles, but Smith being chased from behind, and the ball knocked away. And the Rams may have recovered, and it was Robert Quinn who forced the fumble. And let's see what the official signal is, and the Chiefs recover.
Alex Smith falling back on the ball. He's got to protect the football, but if he had time, he had Dwayne Bowe on the out and up going to the outside of the field.
The ruling is a forward fumble that was out of bounds, touched by the player touching out of bounds. It'll still be Kansas City ball, 2nd down.
So the ball will be marked at the 49 of the Chiefs, and very nearly a turnover here.
Take a look here. He's got to protect the football, but great job by Robert Quinn still giving the effort to bring down Alex Smith. They've got to do a better job with the Rams of being able to recover this. This is something that I think is key going forward.
So they end up with a 2-yard gain. Niall Davis coming in and getting the carry on his first play from scrimmage, and he is stopped at the 50. I think we're going to have a little excitement in this game, huh?
You know, I think from what we've seen so far, this may be a passing game. You know, I think when you look at the corners from St. Louis and the rookie starters to now Alex Smith, and can't get things going on the offensive end. Then on the opposite side with Austin Davis at quarterback, they're playing a lot of man, so Schottenheimer's going to have to dial up some man beaters.
Brian Schottenheimer, whose father, Marty Schottenheimer, longtime head coach here in Kansas City. And it's been kind of a good balanced offense, and that's been the story for the Chiefs. Balance all the way, which is unusual for Andy Reid. 3rd down and 7. And here is Smith's pass, and it is intercepted, and there's a flag down. E.J. Gaines with the interception, and they're going to blow the play dead, and the signal is the pass is incomplete. It hit the ground, so an incomplete pass. But there is a penalty marker back on the 30.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 31. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And it'll be an automatic 1st down. Illegal contact called
Correction
against
on the number 33.
Rams, and it was E.J. Gaines. A.J. Jenkins, who's starting for Donnie Avery, who's been hurt, the receiver.
Great job right here. A.J. Jenkins trying to get inside. Just a bad play by the corner. You can't allow him to get in, but you got to be there.
1st down, the pass out to the left side to Travis Kelce. And Kelce, who comes into the game, the tight end, is the leading receiver for the Chiefs, picks up 9 here.
You know what? He's the X factor in this offense. In the West Coast offense, it's always important that you involve the tight end, and he becomes your security blanket as the quarterback. Travis Kelce is a guy that they feel versus a corner, versus a linebacker or a safety, that he has a great chance of winning.
A lot of similarities in styles of players that Andy had in Philadelphia and here, don't you
It
think?
reminds me of Chad Lewis, Brett Selleck, L.J. Smith, all the tight ends that we played with.
2nd down and 1. And here is Charles, first down. And ridden down, good tackle there by Rodney McLeod, the free safety. Underrated player and a former cornerback, and a 4-yard pickup. First down, Chiefs.
You know, it's important that St. Louis continues to stay physical up front, and that's what they're doing. They're getting push on the offensive line of Kansas City and allowing their linebackers to free flow. And so that's important going forward now, especially when they're getting close to the red area.
First time that the Chiefs have been in Ram territory. And clock winding down here in the first quarter. Ball at the 32, and the pass out. And here is Bo. Bo going to be short of the first down, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, but they get 9 yards out of it. And that is the end of the first quarter with the Rams leading the Chiefs 7-0. Fox NFL Sunday returns after these messages and a word from your local station. You look at those first quarter stats, you think the Rams will be up 21-0 really, but it's 7-0, and now the Chiefs, as we start the second quarter, have a 2nd down and 1 on the 23 of the Rams. And here's Jamal Charles, close. And William Hayes made a good tackle, and Charles may be a bit shy of the first down.
You know what? It's all about the running game here in Kansas City. Obviously, Jamal Charles being a major factor in that. Niles Davis being able to provide the support that he needs. But Alex Smith has to get to his rhythm. That means get Travis Kelce, Fasano, maybe Dwayne Bowen, some intermediate routes. He's got to get to a rhythm in order for this offense to continue to thrive against this defense.
Donovan, only 3 teams have run more than the Kansas City Chiefs, which really sets some good things up play action-wise if you want to go that way. It is a first down from the 22. Charles. Boy, the Rams are physical, and Kendall Langford coming up strong. So Andy Reid used to disdain the run. I remember that in Philadelphia, and you didn't mind that one bit. But more balance coming into this game, 50-50. Were you shocked to see that?
I was shocked, and just talking to Andy, basically what he was trying to explain to us was that his offensive line was a little bit physical. They love to run block. Well, I mean, as a quarterback, you want to throw the ball. So look for Alex Smith here to take a shot with Dwayne Bowe.
Niles Davis, meanwhile, is in the game at setback from the 22. First down, pass play, and the pass is thrown underneath to Anthony Thomas. And catching up to him is E.J. Gaines. Gaines has really had a great season. He has started every game, rookie from Missouri. And Gaines, who grew up not far from here in Independence.
You know, DeAnthony Thomas is an athlete. You know, a guy that you want to find ways to get the ball into his hands. And if you take a look here, if they're going to decide to just kind of drop in their zones, their pass zones, just check your ball down and give your guys an opportunity to make plays. But with a guy like DeAnthony Thomas, who reminds me a lot of a Deshaun Jackson, you want to find ways to get him downfield to become a threat to those safeties.
So Thomas goes out. Now it's 3rd and 5. Jamal Charles is back in. And Smith has time. Pass is caught. First down. Travis Kelce close to the goal line. And just short of the end zone. And T.J. McDonald, the strong safety, saved the touchdown there for the Rams. But it'll be first and goal.
Excellent job by Alex Smith, just going through his progression. 1, 2, and 3. He looked like he was into me, falling over the top of the defender. The safety here coming over, in which now they're going to have to take a look at. His elbow was down at the 1. Great call there by the referee. But for Travis Kelce, I talked about it. He's the X factor. He's a nightmare for defenders, off defensive coordinators. Keep an eye on here, right here. Maybe a run play up the middle.
17-yard gain and 3 touchdowns for Kelce in case they want to go that route. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have called their first timeout. They want to make sure, Donovan, they get it right here on 1st and goal. And there's going to be a challenge here. Kansas City Chiefs challenging the previous play, and you thought that he was over, and so Andy Reid.
Well, when you take a look right here, Dick, I mean, his left elbow goes down. It looks like on the 1 yard line, and that would lead to the ball being down there. Even though the ball looks like it's across the plane, not just yet. The referee standing right there to the right of him. So I think it's a good call by the referees. Andy right now is just calling a timeout pretty much to get his guys to take a look.
Besides, if he throws the red handkerchief, how can you see it with all the red we have down there on the sideline anyway? So Reid discussed with the referee. He had not challenged it, instead called the timeout, as you mentioned.
Number 79 and number 74 report as eligible receivers. Number 79 and 74 are eligible.
Well, this is interesting. Jeff Linkenbach and Donald Stevenson are eligible receivers on 1st and goal here. What's his favorite call here?
Well, he loves to go to 2 tight end set here. He brings the other offensive line in, so I'm pretty sure they'll run the ball here.
Jamal Charles is the running back, and he gets the call, and he gets the touchdown. And it was Anthony Sherman, the fullback, who set the block. So Jamal Charles goes over for the touchdown, and the Chiefs are within 1 of tying this game for Charles, his 3rd touchdown rushing of the year.
That was just a great drive, taking advantage of those penalties that were in that drive. Jamal Charles sticking with the run game for Andy Reid, I think was very important. Alex Smith getting a couple completions to their tight end Travis Kelce. DeAnthony Thomas got involved. Dwayne Bowe got a catch. I think for this Kansas City offense, if they can continue this on throughout the game, the holes will open up more for Jamal Charles and Niles Davis to be able to secure the big routes.
And no one has scored more touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. And there was a red flyer, little coming onto the field. Cairo Santos with the extra point. And this game is tied. 10-play, 53-yard drive. Consumed more than 5.5. And it was Charles who got the score. Kelce set it up with a 17-yard grab.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Ram Truck. Guts, glory, Ram. By Burger King. For limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Corona, who invite you to find your beach.
Back here in Kansas City, there's the scoring drive, and not to be forgotten here was that fumble that was recovered by the Chiefs. Alex Smith, after Quinn made the great play from behind. 7-7 the score. Benny Cunningham, who has returned the opening kickoff 41 yards, runs into a crowd and is down at the 20-yard line. Well, the Giants exploded for 11 runs last night to tie the World Series at 2 games apiece, and tonight they send Madison Bumgarner to the mound, while the Royals counter with James Shields in Game 5. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, no one's been better in postseason than Bumgarner, and Shields can redeem himself tonight, Donovan.
Well, big game James should redeem himself, I tell you, from Game 1, but I like what this Kansas City Royals baseball team has offered. A lot of energy and youth.
Yes, and we felt it here leading up to this game. First down, Zach Stacy into the game for the first time. And here is Austin Davis, and the pass is caught by Brian Quick. And that's close to a first down.
Seems to be hurt over here on the sideline.
And Brian Quick, who had a great start to the season, shaken up. And we're going to have a break right now. So Quick has been a reliable receiver for Austin Davis and the Rams. And we'll take a timeout. So Brian Quick has been the top wide receiver coming into this game, holding on to that left wrist with the trainers. And he's replaced by Stedman Bailey. And it'll be first down at the 30 for the Rams, who have averaged over 5 yards a clip running. Zach Stacy who came in as the leading rusher for the Rams with the carry, and a good carry for Stacy as he gets out close to the 40-yard line.
If you take a look here, Quick coming back, trying to plant his feet inside. Elbow goes down first, which can lead to a shoulder injury right there. I thought originally that he fell on the ball and kind of lost his wind, but that may be a shoulder injury that could bother him throughout the whole game.
So Quick is out of the game, and Zach Stacy, as we said, who came into the game as the leading rusher, had no carries last week against the Seahawks. Trey Mason was the leading ball carrier, so Stacy seeing action and finally getting a touch, which he didn't a week ago. 2nd down and 1. And here's Stacy, and he'll get the first down up to the 44, pickup of 5. And there is Brian Quick, who will be taken out into the locker room.
Productive wide receiver for Austin Davis. We have another injury here on the field. Well, I tell you, they're falling like flies, aren't they?
And we'll see who that
tackle. Saffold.
Yep. So Roger Saffold is out of the game, and Davin Joseph, who started at the right guard. Saffold had been the left guard earlier in the year. So Joseph, the former Tampa Bay Buck, is at right guard. 1st down and 10, and they hand off to Zach Stacy. So Jeff Fisher likes to go to the hot hand, and he did last week.
Well, that was something that he talked about, going with Trey Mason, having the hot hand, and Zach Stacy brought it up as well. But, you have to go with who's going to carry the load, and he's been their consistent running back since last year. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing more Zach Stacy be effective, and it's going to take pressure off of Austin Davis.
Mason with 15 yards, and now Stacy has 17 yards on 3 carries. It'll be 2nd down and 7. There's Mason. Stacy remains in the game. Deep drop, and the pass thrown underneath to Zach Stacy, and he's tackled shy of the 1st down by 1.5 yards. Justin Houston trying to put the pressure on Austin Davis. It'll be 3rd down and a long 1.5. Benny Cunningham now in at running back.
You know what? Take a look here on 3rd and short situation. This is one in which they've been highly productive all season with being able to utilize Tavon Austin versus man coverage.
Then they go to Cunningham, and Cunningham battling. I don't think he made it. And Josh Mauga stuffs him, and short of the 1st down, it appeared. And if so, that'll bring up 4th down and about 1 yard.
You take a look here, just excellent play call there. It's just, lanes clogged up. Kansas City did a great job of staying in their lanes and be able to put a hold on Benny Cunningham before he was able to get to the 1st down marker.
So on 4th down, Johnny Hecker comes in to punt, we think. We never know.
Yeah, keep an eye on this punter just kind of floating around.
Now Hecker is moving up, former high school quarterback, and now the Chiefs will call a timeout. Smart move by Andy Reid with what he saw there, don't you think?
Or 2nd.
That was somewhat of the same formation, although Hecker was up in the line of scrimmage. But just keep an eye on Benny Cunningham being off the ball. Now that receiver, which is up at the top of the screen.
Well, this was last week when Stedman Bailey returned the kick for the touchdown. Watch this one.
Same formation. Take a look at Benny Cunningham off the ball. No one decided to cover Benny Cunningham, which ended up leading to a 1st down and a possible chance of winning at the end, something that they've struggled with for the last couple weeks. But one thing you got to keep an eye on, Jeff Fisher knows how to pull the tricks out of the hat. I tell you, he keeps the defense guessing. Andy Reid wasn't allowed to happen today. So great job by both parties at being Jeff Fisher and Andy Reid of being on their toes.
He has those tricks, and of course Stedman Bailey was the one who returned that punt that was headed for Tavon Austin, and of course Cunningham had the 1st down pass. So they forced Andy Reid to use another timeout. He's got 1 left now in the 1st half. And now Johnny Hecker will be kicking, and DeAnthony Thomas back. And the kick in the end zone, and the touchback And the Chiefs will take it out at the 20-yard line. Well, Jamal Charles, who hasn't gotten on track yet as a runner, always dangerous, will come out with the rest of the Chiefs offense. Well, Austin Davis trying to find some answers. Looking at that tablet, they've had a punt the last 2 times they've had it.
They've got to do a better job running the football effectively. And then, you know, for Austin Davis playing man coverage, he's got to get the ball to his guys on the outside.
Chiefs starting from the 20, and they have 3 wide receivers split to the left. And Jamal Charles is going to be hit for a loss, and the ball is loose. Loose ball is taken up by the Rams. And the turnover inside the 10. The Rams get a big break on their defense. And the fumble recovered by William Hayes after Aaron Donald forced a fumble, and is how Aaron Donald made an impression as a #1 pick.
You know what? This young man out of Pittsburgh is a guy that can get push up the middle. He forced a guy, you know, forced Jamal Charles to fumble the football. Let's take a look here if he's down. Oh, that ball's out. That ball's out before he's able to get a knee or an elbow down. But, you know, if you take a look there, right there, he's on the hip. But again, Aaron Donald getting pushed up the middle. They're going to have to secure that interior part of that offensive line, or he's going to be a nightmare for it. He and Brockers are 2 underrated players that makes it easier for the guys like Chris Long, who's now injured, and Robert Quinn on the outside to get that one-on-one that they've been looking for.
Well, they got a big opportunity here. They never really got that handoff going. Trey Mason is in at running back. And first and goal at the 8. And here's Mason, and fights his way back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up a yard. Second and goal.
Great formation right there. Watch Schottenheimer try to dial up something maybe for Cook versus Hussein Abdullah on the outside. One-on-one coverage. Utilize Cook's height and his athletic ability versus a safety who's not known for his coverage to try to take advantage to get a touchdown pass.
Jared Cook, very versatile tight end. Now coming out to the left. Second down and goal from the 7. Davis flushed, going to run with it, and Davis slides to the 6-yard line, and it was Justin Houston already with a sack putting the pressure on. Let's check in now with Christina.
Well, Dick, we saw the Rams lose a couple of offensive players on that last series. Both Roger Saffold and receiver Brian Quick retreated to the locker room. Both are listed as questionable. Saffold is dealing with a left shoulder injury, and Quick has an injury to his left arm.
All right, so Jeff Fisher's team hampered here, but they're trying to take advantage of a Chief turnover. 3rd down and 6. And now the Rams are going to call their first timeout. They have 2 remaining.
The 30-second timeout.
Interesting, Donovan, that both coaches have called timeouts when they've been in threatening situations.
Well, I think it's important that the chemistry is definitely there, especially in the red zone. You don't want to waste any plays. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, they just looked like they were trying to rush things. Andy Reid led to making a timeout there. Same thing here with Jeff Fisher, understanding this is a critical play because if you remember in that first drive, everything seemed to flow for him. Now this is a great opportunity to end off a great turnover by the defense and have Austin Davis and his offense go in and up by 7.
Jeff Fisher's team trying to sustain their victory over the Seahawks last week. Benny Cunningham is the running back. 2 receivers stacked to the right on 3rd and goal. Davis has time. Good coverage by the Chiefs secondary. And now Davis has to go back to the 20 to take a big loss. Parker got him back there, and they lose 14.
That's just something you can't do as a quarterback. You know, Austin Davis is a young quarterback right here. If you see you don't have anything open or you can't take it yourself by using your legs, throw it out of bounds and give yourself an opportunity where now Schottenheimer has a chance either to go for it on 4th down or to kick an easy field goal.
So Greg Zuerlein with a 38-yard field goal. Here's the end of that last play. And Zuerlein misses the field goal. Wow. 8 of 11 this year. He missed a 52-yarder against the Seahawks a week ago, and this game remains tied. Well, we got the two Missouri teams, and to drive between St. Louis and Kansas City, take Interstate 70 all the way for 240 miles. Along the way, you'll go past the University of Missouri in Columbia, and the Missouri River runs along and through the interstate. And near Kansas City, you'll hit Independence, which is the primary starting point of the Oregon Trail in the 1800s. Philadelphia, New York, not that far away either.
Not that far. Washington, D.C., you know, we kind of put it in there.
Well, the Rams waste a huge opportunity. They had first and goal on the 8. Travis Kelce having a solid game. T.J. McDonald missed the tackle on Kelce, who ends up with a 7-yard pickup.
You know, I talked about it in the beginning. Travis Kelce is an X factor in this offense. They got to find ways to either split him outside, keep him versus the linebacker inside, that means on the line of scrimmage, or move him around and create a mismatch. And, you know, for Alex Smith, any quarterback loves his tight end because he becomes your security blanket. He raved about his ability of being able to get downfield. And not only that, his hands and the yards after catch.
Leading the team in receiving coming in and leading them again today. 2nd and 3. And the throw up the middle. Guess who? Travis Kelce with the grab and the first down. And hard to bring down. Finally, they get him at the 47, picking up 12 yards. McLeod and McDonald, two safeties downfield.
You know, if you're going to decide to play man, that means you need to put your best coverage guy on Travis Kelce. And James Laurinaitis has been put in a bad situation because this guy from Cincinnati's athletic, he's quick, and he becomes more of a problem for defenses because Andy's going to put him in different situations that defensive coordinators are going to hate.
First down on the Chief 47, and we have contact on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Jeff Triplett.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty.
Aaron Donald, 5-yard penalty. Game break time. Let's join Joel Klatt.
All right, Dick, we go out to New England. Early hold for Chicago, 17-0, but Cutler brings them right back down the field and throws a beautiful ball to Matt Forte for the touchdown from 22 yards. And the Bears have climbed within 10 to 17-7. Donovan, hope your first game is going well, my friend.
It's my guy, Joel.
And the answer is yes. Here's Smith with a lot of time and going underneath to Fasano. And he'll be stopped about a yard or so shy of the first down. And it was T.J. McDonald, 4-yard pickup. So Smith now has completed 7 straight passes, and they've been short passes, and that's his style.
Well, one thing that Andy Reid and Alex Smith understand is, hey, if the running game is not there, the extension of the run game is the intermediate passing game, the 3-step drop game, or possibly the shallow cross. And that's when you're seeing Fasano, you're seeing DeAnthony Thomas, and you're also seeing Travis Kelce being a little bit more involved of getting the ball out and being productive.
2nd down and 2, and they're going to swing it out to DeAnthony Thomas. And tell you what, how about LaMarcus Joyner? And are they watching number 13 today or what?
Well, I mean, you know, they understand that they're going to feed him, but Dwayne Bowe's got to do a much better job on the outside. That could have become a big play for Kansas City if he was able to secure that block on the edge. And for this Kansas City team here on 3rd down, again, they're one of the top teams in converting 3rd down and 3rd and medium and 3rd and short situations. So if here, we know that they're not running the football effectively. If they can find ways to get Travis Kelce or possibly Dwayne Bowe, utilize his size there in the slot, things can work out.
Remember, they got 2 rookies at cornerback, and Joyner is the nickel back, and he's a rookie as well. And a timeout called by the Chiefs. That's their 3rd and final timeout in this first half. Well, college football returns to Fox this Saturday when Stanford heads to Eugene to take on the 6th-ranked Oregon Ducks. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern only on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. What about the Oregon Ducks? A lot of people have them in that Final Four.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota is probably one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in college football. Offensively, they can put up points at any time. And now with their backside tackle back into the fold, there's a comfort level that this offense has and can easily put points up on the board.
When the Chiefs saw the play clock running down, they called their last timeout with 2:36 to go in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Kansas City on the Ram 49. Alex Smith, and a great grab by Dwayne Bowe there. And a first down, a flag down near where the ball was caught. Joyner on the coverage, the nickel defensive back.
I said it, utilize the Dwayne Bowe.
Holding, number 20 of the defense. That penalty's declined, the result of the play.
It's on Joyner.
First down.
Dwayne Bowe becoming a problem here in the slot. If you just take a look here, being able to utilize his leverage and getting inside of the defender made a great opportunity for Alex Smith to just put the location on the ball for only Dwayne Bowe to go out and get it.
And here is Smith. And going to the outside, Dwayne Bowe again gets another first down and goes out of bounds. How about Alex Smith has completed 14 of 15 passes in this first half?
I would say that's pretty good there, right there, Dick. I tell you, for Alex Smith, you know, it's important that he continues to take what the defense has given him. Now, we talked about in the beginning of the show, reported by Christina Pink, that there are 3 rookies in the secondary right now, and I think Andy Reid is trying to take full advantage of that. And so for Travis Kelce, big things happen.
Well, they haven't been able to run the ball. They're averaging 1 yard a carry, so why not throw? It's working right now. 2-minute warning. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. So Alex Smith, who has only 1 incompletion, has hit 9 in a row, 5 for 5 on this drive. First down on the 25, 2 minutes to go. And here is Jamal Charles, and wending his way, got a little extra on that before Laurinaitis made the tackle. And so you wonder what Jeff Fisher is thinking about his team trying to stop Kansas City. They had a great opportunity, Donovan, when they had 1st and goal on the 8 after the last turnover and got nothing.
Yeah, they got to do a much better job. Austin Davis, they're very efficient in the red zone, and there it just, you know, you kind of question some of the calls that they were making. You know, tried to run the football once, it didn't work, and, you know, trying to get them outside the pocket. Little dink and dunks to give the guys an opportunity to break a tackle and get in would be better.
Now it's 2nd and 6, and a whistle, another penalty flag. False start.
False start. Number 72 of the offense.
That's Eric Fisher, the left tackle.
Still 2nd down.
You know, this just can't happen for a team that's rolling right now. Alex Smith and rhythm, the running game's just kind of opening up. But here, if you take Eric Fisher, I know he wants to kind of be aggressive, you know, versus what he's seeing from the outside in Sims. But you got to sit in there, big fella.
First overall pick last year. Had injury problems. Seems to be settling in, but that penalty makes it 2nd down and 12. Smith, and Quinn is going to get him. What a pass rush that time from Robert Quinn, and he had a defender or an offensive lineman that he just went around easy.
Well, that just goes back to the play before when Eric Fisher jumped off sides. You know, if you take a look here, Robert Quinn lined up on the outside. Eric Fisher's got to get back. He's got to get that kick start back, and Jamal Charles has got to help out. You got to see that your tackle needs help. Give a chip just to buy some time. He had Dwayne Bowe wide open in the middle of the field.
So they lose a yard. Now it's 3rd down and 12. From the 28 of the Rams. Tie score. Smith under pressure again. Gets away once. Can't get away from everyone. And Robert Quinn once again coming in, and the Rams are going to have to do, or the Chiefs are going to have to do something about Robert Quinn, as William Hayes had penetration as well. And the Chiefs going in reverse now. Donovan lose 7.
You know, right here, Travis Kelce's got to get something on Robert Quinn. If it's a shoulder, a hand, or something, just to buy some time for the O-line. But excellent job by that front 4 of St. Louis.
So a 53-yard field goal try by the rookie Cairo Santos, the hero last week at San Diego, and this kick is good. So Santos with a 48-yarder with 21 seconds remaining. Last week at San Diego kicked the winner, and the rookie from Tulane delivers a booming 53-yard kick to give the Chiefs a 10-7 lead.
You know, it's just what we've seen in St. Louis, you know, with being in the red zone area, that giving up that big sack, which led to the field goal. It just so happens that Kansas City was able to convert.
All right, to find out what's going on the Visa halftime, it's coming up very soon. Let's check in with Curt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, we'll show you why a penalty against Detroit actually helped them win when maybe it shouldn't have. The Seahawks look for a bounce back in Carolina, and the Ravens and Bengals battle for first in the AFC North. It's all coming up on the Visa halftime.
Well, they didn't get the touchdown, but they got points out of it and have the lead with 1 second remaining in the half.
You know what, for this Kansas City team, I think what we've seen in that last drive, they can be able to use that as kind of reinforcements of what they need to do in order to be effective in the second half. Now, for Austin Davis and St. Louis, it's about the turnovers and the mistakes. If they can clean that up, they're in a much better position right now to win this game.
And remember, the Chiefs will get the ball first to start the second half. So Austin is back deep, 1 second remaining. Davis 5 of 7, only 68 yards. Talking about managing the game, that's what Jeff Fisher had him doing in the first half. But they rushed for nearly 5 yards a clip. Here's Austin. And that'll do it for the first half. So the Rams had a 7-0 lead, and the Chiefs will have a 3-point lead at halftime. It's the Chiefs 10 and the Rams 7. And we now go to Curt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime report, which starts now. Chiefs lead the Rams 10-7, getting start for the third quarter. And today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. The Rams had only 4 sacks coming into the game. They got 2 today from Robert Quinn, who's starting to get heated up, and it's about time they put a Syracuse guy with me. It's been a lot of years.
Well, we are the smarter,
smarter
of the whole family. But I look at this exciting game and what it has for us now in the second half. You talked about Robert Quinn, 2 sacks, 4 sacks by the team coming into the game. They're going to draw more pressure as this thing continues on. But as far as St. Louis's offense, Austin Davis has to do a better job of protecting the football. Only 7 passes in that first half. He's probably going to have to throw about 25 more passes in this half, and that means it's got to be downfield versus this man coverage.
Kyle Davis is back deep, and Greg Zuerlein, who missed the field goal, will be kicking off for the Rams. Each team has 1 turnover in the game. And here's Davis. Kyle Davis. What a move he puts on. Kyle Davis in the Ram territory. It's a foot race, and Kyle Davis is going to win it. .99-yard kickoff return to start the second half by Knile Davis. Second year out of the University of Arkansas, 3rd-round pick. And his second career kickoff return for a touchdown. This crowd just won't sit down. They just got back to their seats, Donovan. Here's Cairo Santos, and the kick is good. A spectacular start for the Chiefs, and it's now 17-7.
You know what, this is just a bad kick overall. He's got to get the ball in the air and give his coverage team an opportunity to get in their lanes. Niles Davis doing a great job finding the hole and utilizing his speed and ability to pick up big gains, which led to a touchdown. But for Jeff Fisher and this special teams unit, they will be off on the sideline, and Jeff Fisher, I'm sure, will be quite upset.
So the special teams excelled for the Rams last week, and right now it's done them in here in this game, and a 10-point Kansas City lead 12 seconds into the third quarter.
I tell you, that's exactly what you need sometimes when the offense is sputtering a little bit defensively. they're in and out. You know, now the special team stays involved because those three phases of the game are quite important. That's special teams, offense, and defense.
And the Rams have outrushed the Chiefs so far in this game, but now with a 10-point game, they're not going to give up the run, but they got to go more to the air, right?
They're going to have to go to the air. What we've seen so far in the running game, only 12 rushes from both teams, but 7 pass attempts by Austin Davis. That's just not going to get it done. And right now, you know they're going to play your man, and they're just going to force their guys up front to try to apply pressure. You got to take full advantage.
There you see Tre Mason, and behind him is Benny Cunningham. Remember, Cunningham returned the opening kickoff 41 yards to set up the Rams touchdown on the first drive of the game
versus Seattle.
And he did it today, so he's had a 75-yarder last week and a 41-yard return today. And it'll be out of the end zone, and the Rams will take it at the 20. Let's send it down to Christina Pink.
Thank you, Dick. Well, we saw the Chiefs special teams come up big there. Let's see if their offense and defense do the same. Alex Smith seemingly got in rhythm until Robert Quinn happened. The Rams defensive end was everywhere. I asked Andy Reid, how do you get control of him? His answer, we just have to block him and throw a couple of guys on him. Happy with the pressure they were able to get on Austin Davis. Wanted to see more of that here in the second half. We know the Rams love to run the football. Jeff Fisher said the numbers are okay. We're just not getting the time of possession, the interception, the 3 and out, but we got to stick with it.
All right, thank you, Christina. Tre Mason comes out as the setback on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And Davis goes to the air on first down. And the pass is caught by Kenny Britt. And a pickup of 9.
That's just an excellent back shoulder throw versus this man coverage where Kenny Britt's not over the top. Put it at his back shoulder, give him an opportunity to utilize his body and size to secure the catch.
Here are your first half statistics. Chiefs did it mostly through the air, and the Rams on the ground in a 3-point game, which is now a 10-point contest. Second down and 1 at the 29, and here is Tre Mason. And Mason, close to first down yardage, appears to have it.
Excellent job of just putting his shoulder pads and helmet down to just pick up as many yards as he could. The chains are moving, and that's very important for the St. Louis offense.
So the Rams spectacular on the first drive, but have come up empty in the last 4 drives with 2 punts and a missed field goal, including the turnover. Now 2nd and 1. Davis flushed from the pocket. And finally throws the ball away. What happened there?
He's got to pick up the yards with his legs. Just take what the defense gives you. You know, no need to try to stop and wait for offenders, you know, any of your receivers to come back to the ball. Just keep utilizing your speed to pick up 4 or 5 yards. You'll be able to, it'll be able to help the offense going forward now. Now you're sitting at the 2nd and 10, and that's just where you don't want to be.
Could he have run for that first down?
Absolutely. Well, he at least could have picked up 5 yards right there. It was just right there in front of him, green grass.
Only needed 1. 2nd down and 10. Harkey, the tight end, is a blocker, and here's Mason. And the play is blown dead with a penalty.
Offense, number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Delay of the game against the Rams, 5 yards.
You know, it just goes back to this particular play here. No one's open. Utilize your legs. Just pick up as many yards as you can. Now you're stopping to bring the defenders in front of you, which you could have picked up 3 or 4 yards, which would have led to 2nd down being a more manageable type of down instead of 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was 1st and 10, so 5 yards would have helped, but now it's 2nd and 15. And Davis gets rid of it as he gets hit. Great pass rush by Tamba Hali coming in for the Chiefs. And Justin Houston as well. Those are the 2 superb pass rushers, both outside linebackers for Kansas City.
I think at this particular point, it's important that Schottenheimer comes up with some rhythm throws for Austin Davis. He looks a little out of sync. He's trying to force some throws, trying to throw things when he has the guys hanging from his legs. Just got to eat it. Just take the sack and go to the next play.
Is noise a factor for him?
Right now, I think it's more of his mental aspect, and that's being able to get back in rhythm.
3rd down and 15, and this is a rhythm toss out to Tavon Austin, trying to put some moves on, and he is tackled well short of the first down by Ron Parker, who has an interception today, gain of 3, and 4th down, and Johnny Hekker will come in to kick away for the Rams.
Parker stepping in for Eric Berry. I think he's done a great job thus far with one interception and some good tackles to get off the field.
Philip Gaines, the nickelback, shaken up.
Reset the play clock to 31
Rookie
seconds.
from Rice. Both coaches relying on rookies in the secondary today. Philip Gaines, the rookie from Rice, and the Rams with 3 rookies at cornerback.
You have Parker coming down, lowering the shoulder. That's what you don't want. You have to be aware of guys diving into the pile here. Gaines just coming over to try to secure the tackle, but Tamba Ali leading in. Luckily, he was able to get his feet off the ground, which if he didn't, it would have been probably worse than what it is.
So Gaines, who had an outstanding game against the Chargers last week, along with Jamel Fleming, the 3rd-year corner who started today for Marcus Cooper. And Gaines comes out. Getting set to get in is Alex Smith, and Hekker will be kicking into Anthony Thomas, standing back at his 30. Thomas at the 15. Flags are down, 2 of them in fact, and Thomas is stopped at the 16-yard line. 57-yard kick by Hekker, a beauty. And Jeff Triplett will announce the penalty, likely against Kansas City, usually holding or illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 32 of the return team. Half the distance to goal. First down.
Cyrus Gray, and half the distance back. They're going to place it at the 6-yard line. We'll take a break right now. The Chiefs leading 17-7. They'll come on attack after we come back. And the statue of the great Lamar Hunt. Remember, this franchise started in Dallas, one of the original AFL franchises before the merger. And they have flourished big time in Kansas City. First down starting from the 6-yard line, and Smith completes the pass to Demetrius Harris. Interesting story with Harris, who is a basketball player, and we'll tell that story, but there's another penalty flag down after the 4-yard pickup from the rookie, who's from Milwaukee.
After the play is over, number 52 of the defense, unnecessary roughness. A 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
Costly personal foul. They had the Chiefs hemmed in, but 15 yards against Alec Ogletree here. But the Harris story is interesting, Donovan.
Yes. Well, the thing about Harris that separates him, because he was a former basketball player and one that Andy Reid in this offense, really liked because of his ability to go up top. Watch for him in the red zone.
They're far from that right now.
Oh, far from it.
You play basketball at Syracuse a little bit, so we like to talk a little hoops once in a while. First down and 10. The pressure is on. Flag is down. Travis Kelce, the tight end, has had a terrific game. That'll be a first down to the 39. Pressure by William Hayes. But a holding penalty called against Kansas City will nullify that gain of 19.
Correction, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Hands to the face by the offensive line, just overly aggressive at this particular point. You got to keep your hands down. That could have ended up being a big play for him, you know, with a great pass by Alex Smith with pressure in his face to Travis Kelce.
So it's interesting, each team committing a personal foul type penalty. One to get the Rams out of deep trouble, and another one by Kansas City, or get the Chiefs out of deep trouble, another by Kansas City to get them back in it.
Exactly.
So it's now first down and 20 from the 15-yard line. Jamal Charles, good gain up to the 22. Robert Quinn making the tackle. So Demetrius Harris, a good story here, and for more, here is Christina Pink.
Yes, you and Donovan also mentioned the fact that he was a basketball player at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And we know in the watching college basketball, we got guys like Tony Gonzalez, Jimmy Graham, who play college hoops and have translated that to a successful NFL career. Harris would like to think he's done the same. He says he utilizes those basketball skills every time that ball goes up top, as Donovan noted. Looks up to guys like Julius Thomas, though.
Pass is deflected by Ogletree to the outside, and so he was a power forward in college.
Yeah, it was power forward. You know, those guys kind of get physical and bang down there. So this is something that's not too much new to him. But one thing Andy Reid talked about, he loved his ability. We've seen some different things that they were able to do with him in a 2-3 tight end set. So for Andy Reid, he's a guy that likes to utilize his athletic tight ends if he has them versus any of these linebackers and safeties.
So now it's third down and 13. And Alex Smith had his streak broken and completed 10 in a row before that incompletion on 3rd and 13. Smith will run it, and Smith will get the first down. Great run by Alex Smith, and a penalty flag right at the spot that Smith was tackled at the 35. That was a 14-yard gain by Smith pending the call.
One thing's for sure, Austin Davis can take a page out of Alex Smith's book of just utilizing your legs and taking what the defense is giving you. You know, at times it's not always going to be clean.
Personal foul. Number 33 in the defense. Sparing the quarterback with his head. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
So 14 yards and tack on 15 more from Gaines.
That's a bad call right there.
I think you're right.
I mean, I support all quarterbacks, and I don't want our quarterbacks to take any shots like that. But, you know, that was just a bad call.
And a costly call against the Rams because it now gives the Chiefs the ball on the Ram 48. Two tight end formation and a quick pass out to the left side to Dwayne Bowe. Short gain there. Couple of yards. Alex Smith so far today, he's completed 16 of 18, only 2 incompletions.
You know what's important for watching this offense is that, you know, Doug Peterson is able to continue to get Alex Smith into his rhythm. But the running game is very important for him, and they got to start it right here.
Second down and 9. Smith quickly gets rid of it, and the pass is caught by Fasano, Anthony Fasano, and up to the 44-yard line. Time for a game break. Let's check in with Joel Klatt.
All right, Dick, we go to Tennessee, where Houston having quite the day offensively. Ryan Fitzpatrick finds Arian Foster his second touchdown of the game, 7th total TD in his last 4 games, 20-3. The Texans all over the Titans right now. Dick, Donovan, and Christina.
All right, Joel, thank you very much. So a big 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Chiefs. Rams trying to hold down by 10 and get the ball back.
It is bunch set again, you know, drawing man-to-man coverage. Alex Smith is liking what he's seeing. He's able to get the ball out quick. Good things can happen.
Goes up the middle. Good things did happen. Jamal Charles breaking a tackle. Charles inside the 20-yard line gets to the 18. And I believe the play was blown dead back on the 18-yard line as the Ram Lamarcus Joyner ran it back. Jolon Dunbar had a chance to stop Charles, who spun away and gets 30.
That man-to-man coverage I talked about, Jamal Charles becoming a problem. If he's able to break a tackle, can pick up big yards here, he's got to protect the football toward the end. But that's just doing a great job right there. Great play calling by Doug Peterson.
And a big 3rd down play by Kansas City. And the whistle. And I think we could have a challenge as the officials going over to talk to Jeff Fisher. Rams will challenge this play. They said that the receiver, Jamal Charles, was down by contact. And Fisher is claiming it should be a turnover.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was down by contact.
And this is a great challenge. We're back. It was a challenge, and here is Jeff Triplett with the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner was down by contact at the 14-yard line. St. Louis is charged with timeout.
Rams charged with a timeout. Let's bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, how did you see it?
Same way, but Jeff Triplett's being polite. You know, anything other than the hand or ground, touching the ground when you still have control. In this case, gluteus maximus. That's the thing that's on the ground here. And you'll see the control, still with control of the ball in the right hand. That's enough right there to prove that the ruling on the field was correct. The ball came out after that.
Well, what a vocabulary you have, Mike, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. First down and 10.
Got to watch out for that gluteus maximus.
Yes, Niall Davis, who had the 99-yard kickoff return, gets the handoff here and gets a couple of yards, 2.5. Dunbar on the tackle. Winding down to 5 minutes going by here in this third quarter, and the Chiefs lead the Rams 17-7. The Chiefs trying to get over 500 for the first time this year at 4-3 after losing their first two games. And Andy Reid's team trying to challenge here in the very tough AFC West with the Broncos are 6-1.
You know, it's important going into this drive right here that they're able to run the football. But, you know, we talked about Harris. Keep an eye on him lined up if they'll utilize his size.
Second down and 8. And the swing pass, not even close. And Niall Davis looking at Alex Smith to say, was it for me? Penalties this drive, keeping it going. First Ogletree with the personal foul. And then you see Smith, and they called that penalty against E.J. Gaines.
Just sloppy play which led, you know, to where they are right now in this red area. And I'm sure Jeff Fisher's pretty upset, but they got to do a good job down here on third down of just holding them to a field goal.
Seems that we've been saying this over like a broken record, looking to hold them.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Too many men in the huddle offense.
And the penalty, too many men in the huddle.
Still
So
third down.
It'll be now 3rd and 12 for the Chiefs. Jeff Fisher knows how to count.
Well, he showed some athletic ability right there, showing some explosion. I tell you, Jeff, you know, again, it goes back to being able to clean things up in the red area. The chemistry was there all the way up until this point, but you just can't make mistakes like that because they're costly penalties.
So 3rd down and 13. Alex Smith has been super on third down pass plays, but he's got long yardage here. And there, good pressure, and it goes underneath to Jamal Charles, and Charles is going to be tackled at the 10-yard line, forward progress. So that will bring up 4th down, and the Chiefs will try to add to their lead. Cairo Santos will come on to try a field goal.
You know, this is the win for the defense of St. Louis. You know, obviously the penalties that we saw all throughout this drive, the plays that they gave up, you know, that were very effective and productive for the Kansas City Chiefs offense. You got to be pleased for the defense of being able to hold them to a field goal. Now, offensively, they really need to come out and get things going early. It's about time of possession, and they're losing at this particular point.
They are right now by about 7 minutes. This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt by Cairo Santos. And Santos' kick is good. First for 53-yarder, his career long as a rookie. And then a 28-yarder, and the Chiefs have added to their lead. They're up 20-7. We'll be back in a moment. Well, we're back, and there's the scoring drive, and you're right. The Rams doing a good job after all that time, 84 yards, 11 plays to hold them to a field goal to try to get back now.
Yeah, now offensively, they need to come out and sustain a drive of their own. We take a look here, and they're down 13. But offensively, what we've seen in the first half, they need to get back to running the football effectively and setting up the play action game. Austin Davis, you know, he's a guy that needs to take advantage of those opportunities, if it's with his legs or with his arms. They're playing man coverage in that secondary, and they have the athletes and the weapons to take full advantage and get easy completions to sustain those drives.
Keep in mind, Donovan, the Rams are 24th in scoring offense in the league, going against the 6th best scoring defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything we've seen in the first half, there were opportunities. You know, if it was the turnover, if it was the miscues, they need to clean it up.
Benny Cunningham. And right now, Santos says, I'm not even going to kick it near you. I'm going to kick it into the stands.
There's no return on that one.
Let one of those Royals fans or Chiefs fans grab it. Well, new this season, stream live local Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. All right, you're on the 20-yard line, and you're Brian Schottenheimer, and you spent 1 year as an assistant coach here in Kansas City after your dad was the head coach for many seasons. Zach Stacy lines up at the running back spot. Tavon Austin, and they go to Stacy. They ran well early, Donovan, but seems that Kansas City has clogged it up now.
You know, there's no flow, and I understand exactly what Schottenheimer's trying to do is get back to the basic offense. But with Tavon Austin coming over in motion, be alert for a reverse to give the ball to Tavon Austin and utilize the ends crashing on the opposite side.
There you see Trey Mason starting this drive out on the sideline, 2nd down and 10. Austin to the bottom part of your
Take a look here. You have your Austin, Tavon Austin lined up again outside.
2nd and 10, and here is Stacy. Nothing again. Now they've got 3rd and long, but before that, let's check in with Joel Klatt with the game break.
I know you've seen the score, guys, but we got to give you pictures. The Patriots putting it on the Bears right now. This is Gronk's 3rd touchdown of the game. Brady's thrown 5 tugs. He's 23 of 27. And since that loss to Kansas City, 14 TDs, no interceptions. They're up 45-7. Dick, Donovan, and Christina.
Patriots walking away with this one. Meanwhile, 3rd down and the crowd on its feet. 3rd and long. Austin Davis, and the pass up in the air, batted down in a close play. Kenny Britt was battling Sean Smith, the veteran cornerback, for the ball. Very nearly had it, but didn't, and it's 4th down.
Again, it starts up front. You have to be able to give your quarterback time. A great job by Tom Ali and the rest of the crew up front to be able to just get that pocket warm to force Austin Davis to get the ball out faster than usual. You know, Kenny Britt trying to come back to a ball. That's a great job on his part. If not, that would have been an interception by Sean Smith.
So the Chiefs get the Rams to go 3 and out, and Johnny Hekker with great numbers kicking-wise so far today. It's a little lower than usual, and DeAnthony Thomas will run this one and turn the corner. And it will give the Chiefs terrific field position at the 44-yard line. 20-7, Kansas City over St. Louis.
Beat those Giants. Take down those Giants.
Good luck and go get them.
And great support by the Chiefs players as the Giants, who exploded for 11 runs last night to tie the World Series at 2 games apiece, will send Madison Bumgarner to the mound. James Shields, trying to get back into his form, will be the starting pitcher for the Royals. Coverage will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Terrific series.
You know what? It's an exciting series because it gives you something to look forward to in that next game. And, you know, I'm sure these Royals fans who we've seen all these last couple days can't wait to have them come back.
Chiefs starting from the 44. Jamal Charles. So you start with the run and you get a couple of yards. Charles today has gained 25 yards on 10 carries. His longest rush was 7 yards so far.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs are very productive on 1st down, running the football, picking up 4 yards or more. And that one right there is a telling tale of exactly where they're ranked up there in the NFL at this particular point. Now you can kind of go into your book and utilize your tight ends for a quick completion, maybe even to your guys on the outside. And as you can see here, lined up in an empty formation, I think they throw it to Jamal Charles.
Kelsey, the tight end, way to the left here, and here comes some pressure that Smith has to get away from, and the pass is going to be caught, and the first down. Wow, Anthony Fasano, second effort was pushed back, and then he charged forward and has the first down to the 44, getting 7.
That's just an excellent job by Alex Smith, utilizing his legs, buying time. Fasano putting his shoulder down to get the first down. You take a look here. No one's open. Alex Smith understands the time. The clock is ticking. I need to get out of here and buy some time. And Fasano just showed up right in front of him.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third. There you see the play selection. And Andy Reid hardly balanced today. More pass than run. First down. Here's Smith. And will go out of bounds after picking up about 5 or 6 yards. William Hayes getting in there. Hayes has had a good game. 6th-year player who has had to take over for Chris Long, who suffered that ankle injury in week 2.
You know, just watching this Kansas City offense, they look a little out of whack, lining up in different formations. They've been in an empty set twice thus far, and guys are still confused. They need to get up to the line of scrimmage and really force the St. Louis team to show their hand.
2nd and 4. Charles again. He gets about 1.5 yards. James Laurinaitis making the tackle. That will bring up 3rd down and short for the Chiefs.
This might be a time Andy Reid goes with a 2 tight end set, or possibly split them out, since we've seen thus far that they get line up in the empty set and utilize the quick game to maybe get Dwayne Bowe an opportunity to break a few tackles.
Bowe, by the way, wide to the top of your picture to Anthony Thomas.
No safeties in the middle of the field. Watch for all our blitz.
And here it comes. The blitz and the pass. And it's incomplete. So they dialed up, and I would say Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, dialed up the right defense. And Eugene Sims led the charge for the Rams.
Well, if you take a look here, they go all-out blitz, no safeties in the middle of the field. If this ball wasn't tipped, it might have been a problem for St. Louis. DeAnthony Thomas doing an excellent job of creating some separation versus the linebacker Ogletree here. But I think when you get off on the sideline, you got to be pleased for St. Louis, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, it'll be one I think they dial up again.
Laurinaitis got his hand on that pass. So Dustin Colquitt in to kick. And Tavon Austin back deep. Trying to keep it within the 10-yard line. And it takes a Kansas City bounce, and the Chargers, or I should say the Chiefs, will down it at about the 5-yard line. You couldn't draw it up any better.
That was an excellent job right there.
Rams come back. They'll start from their own 6-yard line. Chiefs lead the Rams 20-7. They'll start from the 6-yard line. You take away the long pass to Britt to set up the first score. Their longest pass play was 10 yards. Their longest running play was 14 in the game.
You know, lining up here where obviously you have a two wide receiver, 2 tight end set, they need to find some way to get the ball downfield.
From the end zone, Austin Davis just gets out of the end zone to avoid a safety. And Allen Bailey, and that'll be the 3rd sack of the game for Kansas City, and shake up on the play.
This is definitely the turning point of the game. Coming out of the locker room, Kansas City Chiefs and now Davis picking up big yards here. Great blocking by the return team, which led to a touchdown, which now you look at St. Louis and you wonder, why are they behind? They're behind because the energy level is low. They can't seem to pick things up. There's no rhythm from Austin Davis and his passing attack. They're trying to run the football, and if they can't do it, we might see Kansas City go back and forth down the field all day.
Jake Long, the left tackle, now up. And Mike Person replaces him at left tackle, but you're so right that 99-yard kickoff return, it was only a 3-point game to that point.
You know what? I think for St. Louis coming out of the locker room, they were thinking about the time of possession, and that's what Jeff Fisher talked about going in, is the fact that they're not winning that battle, and in order for you to win that battle, you have to sustain drives. But you don't expect for a kickoff 99 yards to go all the way back for a touchdown. Just took the air right out of that football team.
So now the Rams offensive line with Long out and person in. Don't forget Roger Saffold came out and Davin Joseph replaced him. Brian Quick, the wide receiver, also out, hasn't returned. It'll be 2nd and 15, and now listen to the crowd. First man through, Benny Cunningham. Christina Pink, what do you have?
Dick, you mentioned the changes on that offensive line. Austin Davis is now working with his 3rd string center, Barrett Jones. Scott Wells left the game with a right elbow injury. Tim Barnes not playing today, their 2nd string center with a shoulder injury. So lots of moving pieces on that O-line right now.
Wow, what do you do at 3rd and 14 where you are with a new line?
At this particular point, I think it's best to just run the football and get off here on 3rd down. One to keep an eye on, Greg Robinson, their first pick of the draft. Being able to play the left tackle position will be key going forward.
Great point. Could be headed that way. And here's the running game. Benny Cunningham breaks it, and Cunningham goes outside, gets a first down. What a boost for the Rams. Benny Cunningham picks up 18 on 3rd down and long, and the Rams get out of trouble.
I tell you, for Jeff, when we talked to Jeff Fisher, all he talked about was the hot hand. And who has the hot hand at this particular point? Benny Cunningham being able to pick up yards. Look at his elusiveness and being able to just the jump stop, being able to put the foot down and pick up extra yards and then lower his shoulder to gain more and more as he gets past the marker.
2nd longest play from scrimmage for the Rams today, and a first down out to the 19. Austin Davis has time, and he's going to go deep, but overthrows out of bounds Kenny Britt, the intended receiver. Well, week 5 continues later today on CBS, and for some of you on Fox, then tonight with Sunday Night Football at NBC. Tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Second down and 10. Final minutes of this 3rd quarter. Trey Mason now in the backfield. Austin toward the line, and Austin Davis goes down, and that's Justin Houston with his 2nd sack of the game, 4th of the contest for the Chiefs. They've got the pressure going all day.
You know, Justin Houston coming into this game, I believe he had 7 sacks. You know, great move right there coming inside. Tamba Ali forcing him to get underneath, which made it easier for a guy like Justin Houston, who's been effective all day. This isn't the first time we've seen him in that backfield. At this particular point, I think he's invested in a home in that backfield.
I would say loss of 6. Von Miller had 8 sacks coming in, and here is Davis on the long play and trying to go deep to Stedman Bailey. And Austin Davis got hit as he let go of the ball, and it'll be 4th down.
You know, those aren't stats as quarterbacks you want to take a look at. With 17 dropbacks and 8 hurries, you're not able to go through your reads quickly. I think Schottenheimer's got to get on the sideline and try to dial up some quicker passers, meaning to get the ball out of his hands. 3-step drop, maybe 5-step, so they can get some easy completions.
So Johnny Hecker kicking and looking to block the kick. And the ball goes out of bounds. Well, we'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN, the American Forces Network. We hope you're enjoying today's telecast. Beautiful day in Kansas City. We have not seen a cloud, have we, Donovan?
Not at all. You know, this is rare when you're talking about being out here in Kansas City in October. 80 plus degrees. I'll take it every day.
Dick Stockton, Donovan McNabb, Christina Pink. The Chiefs with the ball on the 29. Niall Davis. Niall Davis with a good run on first down, and this is where Andy Reid doesn't mind running the ball and using clock.
Well, there's a flag on the play here. It might be a holding, but this is definitely when Andy Reid likes to dial up some runs, to eat up some clock, keep the chains moving.
Holding, number 82 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. to keep first
Dwayne
down.
Bowe, the wide receiver. So that'll nullify that 4-yard pickup. The numbers for Alex Smith today.
Pretty efficient numbers right there by Alex Smith. It's been somewhat of the very similar of what we've seen for the past couple of weeks. Travis Kelce being a security blanket. They're getting him more involved with different mismatches versus linebackers and safeties. But I expect them to run the football a little bit more.
First down and 16. And they do again to Davis. Niall Davis. Boy, he moves the defender back a couple of yards, doesn't he? Laurinaitis there.
I tell you, we talk so much about Jamal Charles, but the importance is who's behind Jamal Charles. And Niles Davis, for a while was ranked in the top 3 as far as rushing was concerned. Jamal came back and became himself, picking up big yards. But it's always good to have that 1-2 punch with Andy Reid in this West Coast offense.
Well, Davis came in, Donovan, leading the team in rushing with more attempts than Jamal Charles, who did miss one game, missing week 3. Second down and 9. Under a half a minute remaining in this third quarter. And here comes the blitz, but the pass to Sherman, the fullback. And Anthony Sherman with his first reception of the game gets a first down into Ram territory to the 45. A 25-yard gain, and that should be the last play of the third quarter. And the Chiefs are in rhythm now. There have been times they haven't been, but they are right now. That is the end of the third quarter. Chiefs 20 and the Rams 7, and Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Start of the fourth quarter, and you can see the Rams scored on their first series, have been shut out since, and the Chiefs rolling here, leading 20-7. They'll have a first down as we start the fourth quarter on the 46. Jamal Charles is the running back, and Charles getting the carry, cuts up the middle. Jamal Charles will have a first down. Sims on the tackle.
And just this last play, we want to show here why that play was so effective. Stop it right there. We want to make sure we get this guy here blitzing and the tackle pulling off. But what led to the fullback being wide open? James Laurinaitis, which is right here, gets caught up in the wind, and now which led to, obviously, the ball going right to the fullback, Sherman, to pick up big yards. Great job by Alex Smith reading the coverage, and which led to a big play.
And that was the last play of the third quarter. We have a Ram player down on the ground. So you'll want to look at total yards. The Chiefs have 250 total yards to 120. Rodney McLeod is the injured Ram player. Back here in Kansas City, Rodney McLeod was injured, and Cody Davis, number 38, replaces him at free safety. It'll be a first down on the 36 of the Rams. Jamal Charles breaks a tackle. Jamal Charles, first down and more. Inside the 15, inside the 10. He'll score! Touchdown, Kansas City!
Great job right there, I tell you. You got to continue to run the football. This is the time where you want to eat up clock. And for Jamal Charles, he gets stronger with more attempts.
Second touchdown of the game for Jamal Charles. He has 73 yards, averaging over 5.5 per clip. And that's how dangerous he can be after setting the Kansas City all-time rushing leadership, passing Priest Holmes last week. Cairo Santos with the extra point. And the Chiefs have opened up a 20-point lead here in the fourth quarter. 5 plays, 71 yards. There's the scoring drive. The Chiefs running the ball here with the big lead, and this is the last rush, and it paid off.
This is what it's all about. Jamal Charles, and this is why he's one of the best running backs in the game. Being able to make a guy miss, and the safety coming here, and being able to put that foot down, explode up the field, and run through tackles, which led to a big play in the running game.
Jamal Charles had 2 touchdowns on the season coming into this game. He has 2 more on the ground, giving him 4 on the campaign. And so Jamal Charles, 3 fewer yards than the Rams have in total yardage. Benny Cunningham is deep, and that one will sail out, and he'll start from the 20. But the Chiefs defense doing a superb job, as well as their offense. Well, have you heard about the new show Empire? Well, it's coming in January, starring Terrence Howard as a hip-hop mogul and Taraji P. Henson as his just-out-of-prison ex-wife. If you love high drama and amazing music, this is the show for you. Empire premieres in January on Fox. So it's a Kansas City party here, and the fans right now are saying, okay, we look good here. Now I got to get those Royals going tonight against those Giants. You'll see it on Fox. Game 5. First down from the 20. Austin Davis's pass is incomplete, intended for Lance Hendricks, but Morga got a hand on it, incomplete.
Again, for Schottenheimer, he's got to dial up more of those 3-step drops to be able to get the ball out of his hands. But Austin Davis held the ball a little too long to allow the linebacker to run underneath Cooks on the stick route.
Brian Schottenheimer and the Rams amassed 100 yards total offense in the first half, only 20 yards. And another injury, and that'll be Tamba Hali, who now is on his feet and coming off. So Hali will come out of the game. And this is a smart game, and you played for Andy Reid, and he would win a big road game as he did last week, come back with a really chance to build on it.
Well, it's important as a quarterback. You want to protect the football first and foremost and lead your team in the passing game. And that's exactly what Alex Smith is doing, the 21 of 25 passing. But the running game takes over to secure the win at the end.
D Ford goes in for Hali. It'll be second down and 10, and Davis goes down again. That is the 5th sack for the Kansas City defense, and it was D Ford who just came in, and Alan Bailey. So everyone is getting into the act for Kansas City today.
It's a party right now, Dick. Everybody's trying to get back in the backfield. D Ford, rookie from Auburn, coming in and being able to apply pressure. But if you take a look here, Justin Houston forcing him to move in the pocket, and now that allows the other guys to react to the movement of Austin Davis.
And they can tee off, as you know, because the running game is off the board, right?
Absolutely.
Third down and 14.
Timeout, Kansas City.
And a timeout called by the Chiefs. So for Austin Davis, as you mentioned, 7 for 15, tough day for him. 80 yards, has not been able to unleash anything except to Britt for that gain, setting up that first touchdown.
You know, again, if you're not able to run the football, then now the pressure relies on the shoulder of Austin Davis. He's still a young guy learning and progressing in this league. But if they're not moving the ball in the passing game, it's a long night, because this defensive front for Kansas City is one of the top in the league. They're just going to peel their ears back and get to the quarterback.
Boy, that Chief defense came alive after being stung on that first drive by the Rams. Now 3rd and 14 after the timeout. And going deep and slipping. Pass for Chris Gibbons. But the Chiefs had 2 defenders on him downfield, Donovan.
You know what? Austin Davis throwing off his back foot. He's rushing his throws. He's got to utilize his foundation to step into his throw. He had an opportunity there, but you got to put it in a position where he can compete.
Is that understandable? You were a quarterback when all of a sudden they're coming at you.
Well, when you're getting pressure in your face, now you feel like you got to rush the throw. You just got to relax a little bit in the pocket and understand you have time. Utilize your lower body and get it out there.
Johnny Hekker kicking. DeAnthony Thomas. From the 32, here's Thomas, and he gets put down at the 45 by Marshall McFadden, who just joined the Rams this week. Pressure all day on Davis.
You know what? Kansas City doing an excellent job knowing that all they have to do is just make the pocket warm for Austin Davis. And now that they have the lead and knowing that the offense is doing a good job, the defensive line can just peel their ears back and think pass each and every play. Schottenheimer's got to do a better job of just putting Austin Davis in a better position, because if he's going to keep dropping back 5-7 steps, it's just working in the favor of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Uphill climb for the Rams. Meanwhile, a holding penalty called against Albert Wilson of the Chiefs. So they'll mark the ball at the 31 for Alex Smith, who has completed 21 of 25 and has not made a mistake. One fumble, and that was by Smith.
But he recovered it.
Yes, he did.
So pretty a clean game for this offense, but expect them to run the football a lot more as we continue to watch this football team.
Knile Davis, the running back now, carried 4 times thus far. And now 5. And he picks up about 3. So let's not forget they're playing for the Governor's Cup, Donovan.
This is
I know
the Governor's
sometimes it
Cup.
slips through the cracks, but that's what's at stake in this game. And the rushing offense, again, doing it 6 consecutive games with 100 or more yards. Dallas has had 7 straight.
Well, you can pretty much thank DeMarco Murray for that one.
I'm sure at Dallas they're doing that. Here's Davis again. Davis gets loose, gets a first down, and gets more. And another player is injured. Looks like another Ram slow getting up. And that's a 12-yard gain.
That's good for Kansas City.
Boy, they have had a slew of injuries today. Cody Davis now. They are really beaten up in the secondary, the Rams. We'll take time out. Well, we're back here in Kansas City where Cody Davis still being tended to. See if we can pick up where this injury occurred.
This right here is just Austin Davis running the ball out on the perimeter. Then you can see Davis coming down, leading with his helmet. A little helmet to helmet there. Good thing he's getting up here. It was a severe blow, but one that was a tough collision. Niles Davis having to lower his shoulder to protect themselves, and Davis taking the brunt of it. But it's good to see that he's able to walk off on the sideline.
There is the injury. LaMarcus Joyner, the second-round pick from Florida State, has replaced Davis at free safety. So they have a bunch of rookies back there now. First down and 10 on the 39 of the Chiefs. Here's Knile Davis trying to stay in play, in the field of play, not go out of bounds, and does so, picking up 3.
Again, just Andy Reid dialing up the run to try to keep the clock moving, especially for a depleted defense that they're going up against. You want to continue to put it on the ground and put it in your hands of your running backs. This is when the two-headed monster really step up and make the yards that you need. You talk about Jamaal Charles and Niles Davis. Niles Davis carrying pretty much the load in this drive to keep the clock alive.
128 rushing yards for the Chiefs, averaging over 5 yards a carry. And that kind of says it all to set everything else up. Second down and 7. And Knile Davis knocked back for a loss by William Hayes. Time for a game break. Kurt Menefee has it. Let's go.
All right, Baltimore takes its first lead of the day at Cincinnati. Haloti Ngata stripping the ball away from Andy Dalton. Darrell Smith scoops it up. He doesn't score, but a couple of plays later, Lorenzo Taliaferro does. And Baltimore is up 21-20 late in the fourth quarter. Dick and Donovan.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. So the Baltimore Ravens in first place. Cincinnati with the same amount of losses. They had that tie in what is a tight AFC North.
I've been a part of a tie, so I know exactly what that is.
Third down and 10. And Smith's pass on the money to Bowe. Dwayne Bowe with a first down to the 45. Run. All of a sudden pass, and they got 16 there.
And that's when the opportunities begin to open up. You're running the football effectively. Now you have to play man, and the leverage changes on the outside, which leads to Dwayne Bowe running a slant pattern here. Great job by Alex Smith of putting his foot down and letting that ball go. There's no, I don't care if you bring the house, you can bring everybody from your family through the A or B gap. They're not going to be able to get to you when you get the ball out that fast.
So that's the 5th catch for Bowe. And the play selection now more balanced, but it was all mostly pass until they had the lead and were running the ball, as they do again to Davis. And he is put down as nearly 5 minutes have gone by here in the fourth.
Again, this is just one in which Alex Smith, we've seen this over the past couple of weeks of when he's been called upon to throw the football. He's been efficient. He's been accurate. He understands the clock is running in his head. He's got to get the ball out of his hands, and he's been doing a great job with that. And with the running game that they have with Niles Davis and Jamaal Charles, you're able to pick up the yards you need, and which will end up being in the end zone sooner or later.
He's avoided those interceptions, and that's number one when you have this quarterback. And there's another slant, and it's a first down to Bo again, and he does a good job of carrying LaMarcus Joyner an extra few yards and gets 15 in all, and the Chiefs now have a first down on the Ram 31.
You know, talking to Alex Smith and also Andy Reid, they talked about Dwayne Bowe and his unselfish play. You know, wanting to make the big block, wanted to see some of his running backs being able to get in the end zone because of his blocking. You know, something that you don't hear nowadays when it comes to receivers. Everyone talks about getting catches. He just wants to win the football game.
He says, I'm happy to have a job. That was my goal, he told us. And there's the quick out to Frankie Hammond Jr. and stays in bounds. Alex Smith, by the way, the last time he faced the Rams was when he was a member of the 49ers in 2012. He suffered a concussion in that game, never returned to the Rams. And Colin Kaepernick took over at quarterback, and the last time he faced the Rams, last time in a Niner uniform, ended up being traded to the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. I'm sure he probably wouldn't want to bring that back up, but it ended up leading him here to Kansas City, and the fans are excited, and so is Andy Reid.
Second down and 1. And here's Niall Davis, first down, charges up the middle. That's how tough he is to bring down, and gets a first down inside the 10. Picking up 13 more, and the beat goes on.
The beat is definitely going on. And I can tell you, those guys in the secondary are looking at those guys up front. It's like, hey, keep the guys from getting in the secondary. We're tired of making tackles. You take a look here. Niles Davis doing an excellent job of just being patient, running through the whole offensive line, opening up holes for him, and just lowering his shoulder to get the extra yard. Right there, as you can see, tackle made by number 20.
First and goal at the 9. So Davis doing the job off the bench, and now tackled for a loss by Aaron Donald. Donald comes knifing in.
Tackled by Aaron Donald.
Loss of 4.
You know what, I look at this kid, Aaron Donald, and I know a lot of people didn't really talk about him going into the draft until the combine, playing at University of Pitt. You know, but this guy probably was the best defensive tackle coming out of the draft. His get-off, his burst, his speed, his strength is one that, you know, you talk to Jeff Fisher, and he was just raving about his ability and what he's able to do on that D-line.
Came into the game, Donovan, with 9 tackles for losses, and that's huge. Here's Davis again. Boy, he just puts his head down.
I tell you,
forward.
I mean, somebody needs to order Jamal Charles a pizza because his night is over. He's standing out on the sideline just watching Niles Davis work out here. He's the head buster, as we call it. You know, lower the shoulder, just pick up the yards they need. Now, see, this what leads to the defense just kind of really getting out of character.
Flag is down after the gain of 6.
After the play is over, unnecessary roughness. Number 52 in the defense. Half the distance from the goal and an automatic first down.
That's the second penalty. Personal foul on Alec Ogletree today. It'll be half the distance. And a first down, of course, for the Chiefs. .647 remaining in the game. It's 27-7, and the Chiefs looking to tack on another score. By the way, Jamal Charles, 73 yards rushing today, including a 36-yard scamper. And here's Niall Davis, who walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Niall Davis on this drive was superb.
I mean, you talk about 13 carries of 49 yards and a touchdown. This guy has been the Ram man for this offense. A team that which we focus so much on Jamal Charles and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, pick up big yards in the running game. You bring in a guy who can finish the game for you, and Niles Davis, and that makes this running game go even faster.
Cairo Santos on for the extra point. It's 33-7 in favor of the Chiefs. And what a domination of this game. The kick is good, making it 34-7. They have 362 total yards, 5 sacks, a 99-yard kickoff return, and a partridge in a pear tree. Well, after the first series, it's been all Chiefs. 34 unanswered points. And the duo of Charles and Davis with 266 combined yards and 4 touchdowns. And the Rams coming up empty in their last 8 drives. Davis had 37 yards rushing in the 79-yard drive here. And as you mentioned, what's he going to get on that pizza?
I'm telling you, I mean, he can get that meat lovers, you know, cheese, get meat. He might even get some bacon or something on there. I mean, at this particular point, it's over for him.
And the kickoff. And we'll take it out on the 20-yard line. Well, Kansas City and St. Louis. Let's look at 2 cities opposite sides of Missouri. The most famous football legend, Led Dawson, Super Bowl quarterback, and Marshall Faulk of the Rams. George Brett, we see him every night on Fox.
Yeah.
And Stan, the Man Musial, Liberty Memorial and Gateway Arch, the famous city landmark. And barbecue. Do we enjoy a lot of that?
Indeed.
And toasted ravioli in St. Louis when we go to the city with the arch.
The good old show me state.
And a flag is down, a personal foul called against the Rams, and that'll make them start from the 10-yard line.
You know, it's just starting to get sloppy for Jeff Fisher and his football team. You know, something that's kind of it's just uncharacteristic of what we've seen thus far. They really need to pull it back, get back together, get in the huddle and understand what's at hand here. They can really play for some pride right here going forward in the season.
Benny Cunningham is the running back. They've used Cunningham, Mason, and Zach Stacy today. And Austin Davis inside his 5 swings it out to Stacy. And Stacy gets out to the 18-yard line, short of the first down by about 2 yards.
You know, I think it's important that Austin Davis gets in the huddle and let this offensive line know that, I mean, this is the depleted offensive line. We've seen so many injuries thus far. But it's about getting rhythm. They need to get into a rhythm and get going and move the chains, get first down.
2nd and 2. And Davis in traffic. And Stacy has it in the first down as well. And he's put down by Philip Gaines. Gets enough for the first down to keep it moving for the Rams.
You know, this offense, they really need to find ways to break some tackles. If it's Tavon Austin, if it's Kenny Britt, Stedman Bailey, somebody, you know, somebody's got to break some tackles and get a big game here.
Davis completes the pass to Stedman Bailey, and he must have heard you as Bailey, or somebody did, as Bailey gets the first down up to the 44, 20 yards there.
I know for the viewers who are watching this, they're probably saying, well, why didn't they do this earlier? You know, that's a question that I've had. You know, coming out in the second half, change it up a little bit. Go no huddle. You know, maybe some up-tempo type of stuff to just dial back on what the defense has been giving them.
First down, Davis over the middle to Stacy. And a flag down right where Austin Davis let go of the ball.
Holding for 79, the offense.
And a holding penalty called against
penalty.
Greg Robinson, who's now playing left tackle. By the way, that offensive line, Jake Long went out with injury, so Greg Robinson now playing tackle, as you pointed out. The left guard is Mike Person. The center is Barrett Jones. The right guard is Davin Joseph. Only Joe Barksdale remains of the starting 5 offensive linemen for the Rams.
And for a quarterback that's trying to get a rhythm or just been really out of sync, that's not what you want to hear.
1st and 20 with under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Trey Mason out of the backfield. And D. Ford, who has a sack with the tackle there.
2 teammates going at it right there. I tell you, I wonder who has the upper hand now, you know, with that big tackle. I'm sure Trey Mason will try to get back at him.
And the hurry up. We haven't seen much of this for the Rams.
Right.
2nd down, 19. Davis gets hits as he throws, but completes it to Chris Gibbons. And Gibbons goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line, pressured by Philip Gaines. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the New York Jets in their next game at home and then at Buffalo. So 2 games against the AFC East, and then a tough one here. Huh?
Well, you look at that Jets game. I think it's important because they'll be facing probably Michael Vick Geno Smith being benched today, and then Buffalo with Kyle Orton and how they've been playing. So it's not as easy as it may look. They got challenges ahead of them.
I don't think they're any easy games, Hugh.
Not at all.
3rd and 7. Davis's pass caught for the first down by Jared Cook. And at the 42-yard line of Kansas City. Now the Rams, it doesn't get any easier for Jeff Fisher's team. He goes on the road for 2 games against the 49ers and the Cardinals, and then come home to play Denver.
Well, I guess you could say this maybe warm up for the Denver game, but San Francisco's playing well right now, and so is Arizona.
Big game of Arizona against your former team, the Eagles. And here's the handoff to Trey Mason. What's your thought about that game later?
You know what? I think it's going to be a battle between the 2 defenses. Todd Bowles is a guy that likes to blitz, and he feels comfortable about his corners on the outside, and Cromartie and Patrick Peterson. So it's going to be a challenge for Chip Kelly to come up with something in the passing game, but I think they'll run the football. Andre Ellington is their X factor when it comes to the offense of Arizona.
2nd down and 7. Austin Davis dropping back and completes the pass to Bailey. And Bailey will go out of bounds. It'll be a first down to the 26. It's time for another game break, so let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, neither the Seahawks nor Panthers had scored a touchdown all game, but with less than a minute to go, Russell Wilson hooks up with Luke Wilson, and that proved to be the game winner. Seahawks win at Carolina 13-9. Dick, Donovan, and Christina.
Can you imagine that with Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, no TDs till then?
Unbelievable. I mean, for no running game that Carolina's really lacking, I'll tell you, that's a big-time game.
Big win for Seattle, and the quick pass out to Tavon Austin. And Austin is just shy of the first down by about a yard, getting 9 that time. Dee Ford, who has made the most of his time since coming in, making the play. So you see Andy Reid basically coaching the same way he did with the Eagles with his team?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so similar, especially playing at home. We run the football, you know, explosive plays in the passing game, and just play good defense, and that's what you're seeing right now. Zach Stacy with the drop there. But, you know, that's what it's all about. When you're at home, it's your home territory, your fans are there, you're feeding off the adrenaline. You know, let's take some shots downfield, but most importantly, let's keep it on the ground and eat up clock.
So the Kansas City Chiefs leading by a score of 34-7. The most points they scored this year was right here against the New England Patriots, the last home game they had, winning 41-14. They looked outstanding in that game. And
flawless.
Yeah, scored 34 against Miami on the road, too.
You know, this is a much different team at home, and they understand they feed off the energy and the adrenaline of their fans. But, you know, this is a perfect example. On 3rd down, peel your ears back and get to the quarterback.
That's what they do, and that was Justin Houston. And that is the 6th sack of the game for the Chiefs, and the 3rd for Justin Houston. Came into the game 1 behind. Von Miller of Denver has 3 and 10 on the year.
You know, unbelievable with Dee Ford right here. You know, you talk about Barksdale, you got to get a hand on him because Justin Houston used speed, he used the strength, bull rush, and moves. And it all might be all at the same time. So you got to stop him from getting to your quarterback.
4th down and 8. Davis on 4th down goes right into the defense. And a flag down inside the 5-yard line. Let's see if there's defensive holding downfield. And Houston.
No, that's not a flag. That's a little confetti that hit the field.
You know, why doesn't Houston have the fan going? Don't you think he deserves that?
He's probably waiting to try to get some of that pizza from Jamal Charles.
And there's the non-flag.
Yeah, there you go. Say the fans really need to keep the confetti out in the stands.
Or use red.
Yeah.
No, that is a challenge flag. Use another color. So the Chiefs will take over on downs with 2:35 remaining.
The new quarterback in the game in Chase Daniels take Alex Smith out.
And Daniel handing off to Niall Davis. So Alex Smith's day is complete. He completed 24 of 28 passes. Well, his ratings, if you know how that works, 226 yards, no touchdown passes, but no interceptions, and all he cares about is the W, and he's getting that.
I tell you, that's no better position than the starting quarterback wants to be in, on the sideline, listening to the play, knowing you're out of the game.
And the defense playing big. So offense, defense, special teams, all doing the job for the Chiefs, and Justin Houston leading the way with 3 sacks. 2-minute warning here in Kansas City. We'll be back. And that is Jay Nixon, the governor of Missouri, who will present the winning team, or the Chiefs, with the Governor's Cup. It'll be their 6th straight victory over the Rams for Kansas City. And Niall Davis carrying the ball there. So there is Alex Smith, who's lead Kansas City to a 4-3. This is a team that was 0-2 to start the year, and now they have won 4 of their last 5.
Well, after that first game, Dick, you know, Dwayne Bowe suspended for the offseason incident that he was a part of. Alex Smith turned the football over 3 times. I think it's one in which they've kind of found their stride.
And here's Niall Davis. And he'll be thrown back for a loss, and the Rams will drop to 2-5. And the Chiefs did everything today but one thing, Donovan. They did not get a touchdown to their wide receiver. They still have not thrown a touchdown to a wide receiver all year.
You know, for a starting quarterback, that's the last thing you want to hear, mainly because you're going to hear from the wide receivers. But the one thing we can say about Dwayne Bowe being a major part of this passing game, one in which, you know, you kind of questioned last year, and I think Andy and Alex and Doug Peterson kind of got together, and they all talked about pretty much the evolution of this offense. Guys know where they need to be and how they can play in their role in this offense, and they've been very effective.
Dustin Colquitt will be kicking to Tavon Austin with a half a minute remaining. And Austin just looking for any kind of running room. Finds some, and here's Austin out to the 45-yard line and out of bounds at midfield. Good return by Austin. Well, coming up, it's the State Farm postgame show. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will be along with scores and highlights of today's game. And it was the Kansas City Chiefs' workmanlike performance today. Nothing really fancy.
Nothing fancy, and that's what Andy Reid has been all about. Hey, you know, we'll hit you with the play action. We'll utilize our tight ends, take some shots downfield, but we're going to run the football. Now, it's about the attempts here in Kansas City. It's a little different than when I was in Philadelphia, but when you have guys like Niles Davis and Jamal Charles, you can run the football and be able to eat up clock toward the end.
Rams looked like they really came to play big time offensively on that first drive, going 65 yards on 6 plays with a touchdown. And here's Trey Mason with the carry, and that should be the last play of the game. And then it was all Kansas City, and it was the running backs today: Jamal Charles, Niall Davis. No mistakes by Kansas City. Andy Reid has a win, a big one. They go over 500. Does Kansas